Okay, so the companies you've had in the past, you've mentioned you've had several.
Correct.
At any time, did you have to pivot with any of those companies? And what was the decision to pivot? Why?
Definitely, pivot is really fundamental in terms of having a startup, especially within the learning curve and particularly the resources. So, in terms of pivoting, it makes sense because in terms of team or development or market research or even launching your own product into the market, and you have to see how it fits within the users and the clients, and you have to definitely have to pivot to make it work. Sometimes there might be some competitors, or maybe the team might not work. So pivoting is really, really fundamental, and a lot of people don't really realize how important it is.
Actually, let's go back. So I forgot to really even define what pivoting is. Jason or Sergio, do you have a good definition of, in your mind, what it is to pivot?
Well, I would say, first of all, it's like change, adapt. So you learn, you understand what's going on because you have like certain kind of like assumptions, and then you realize that the things are not how you expect that are going to be.
Okay.
So you need to change. So let's say I go in that direction, that's my long-term vision. And probably I'm going to keep going in that way, but in that way, in that path, maybe I need to change lane. So I pivot. I like move myself from the path I was going to. I might be like keep going in that way, but in a different way, but not so different. So I'm not changing entirely what I was doing or what I was going to do, but let's say change.
Yes.
It's a good like.
So would this
Yeah.
change just be, okay, what we thought we were going to do for the next month or 3 months, we're going to do something completely different? Or could this change be, we were going in this direction, now we're changing the whole business plan and everything to do this? Are those both possibilities?
Well, I would say that maybe depends on what you learn. I think that pivot can be like anything. You can change the customer, you can change the target, you can change how you introduce your product because you realize that the way you are like showing it, you are introducing the product to the customers is not the right way. Maybe you believe you have like a customer fit, and it's not. So maybe you just pivot how you say it to a different kind of like people, or maybe like a target. That's a very marketing like concept. So I would say that can be like mostly everything
Yes,
in a
you could,
company from a big point of view, or maybe it's some small pivots.
So you're saying maybe the marketing department alone could pivot, but the rest of the company stays the same. Is that
Well, I believe that yes, you should have a clear vision of your business and where it's headed. The vision is very, very important. Of course, you want to focus within the present term, but you have to see the future vision. And once you see the future vision, that's why a lot of startups or even companies, they kind of make that mistake and kind of tend to forget about the vision because they're too concentrated within the presence. So you want to make sure that you focus within the future terms of the vision, and then while you're pivoting, right, it can be in different perspective of the department. However, the vision is always clear. You could definitely pivot in terms of the market or even make additions to the product to fit in the niche of the market. So once you pivot in that direction, then it makes more sense, and a lot more clientele or even users will be more entailed to use your product.